Bob Cox for Talk of the Sound TV. I'm out in front of Huguenot Hills. It's raining, it's Sunday, and I wanted to come by and see what the roof looked like over here without the gutters. And as you can see, the water behind me pouring down to the street. It's coming straight down off the roof. It's hitting the sidewalks and splashing into the street. It's clearly a hazard, it's clearly illegal, and yet this has been going on for several years.
While not readily apparent to the casual observer, if you know what to look for and you look up, you'll realize that where there are supposed to be gutters and leaders, there aren't any for about 80% of the front of the building. The problem becomes apparent when it's raining. Due to the angled nature of the roof, the water pools and then forms into streams and drops directly onto the street below. The flow of water then creates a hazard in a couple of different ways. There's catch basins built into street level that are supposed to pull water away, but the flow is much higher than it's supposed to be, and so water pools on the street. In addition, the water hitting the sidewalk with force causes it to basically atomize and could turn into a spray that blows out into the street. It makes driving down Main Street heading south towards downtown New Rochelle dangerous when you go past this building because the driver's vision is obscured. This isn't to mention the inconvenience of having to shop or live in a building where you're being inundated with water as you walk back and forth from the edge of the building. There's a parking structure underneath, and leaving that parking structure can be dangerous. Water comes straight down in a sheet so that when you pull your car out, the water actually deluges the window, blocking vision. And then when you turn right back onto Main Street, you're confronted with that misting phenomenon so that it becomes very difficult to see as you pull away. So, it's clearly a problem. State code and city code both require that there be these leaders and gutters in place. This building was completed in about 2006 and got a certificate of occupancy at that time. The question is, how did that ever happen? Clearly this building should have never passed final inspection, and yet it did. The Talk of the Sound has foiled for the building records and will be going through them very carefully to understand what happened in this building. Not just the leaders and gutters, but you notice all the wires in front of the building. Sources have told Talk of the Sound that when the building was actually being shown to prospective buyers while it was being constructed, they were told that those wires would all be buried. Obviously they never were, so that those residents now have paid a lot of money to look out onto wires that obstruct their view looking out towards the water. In addition, the building itself was built right up on the property line, which actually makes the issue with the roof even more of a problem. But if you look at the parcel and then the footprint of the building, you realize that almost the entire parcel has been taken up in the building. That in and of itself is unusual. So it seems that a lot of accommodations were made for this building, and some of them are really inexplicable. So Talk of the Sound is going to be doing its best to kind of try to understand what happened and what's going to be done about this building. It's Talk of the Sound's understanding that the city has been made aware of this issue for some time. The city manager knows about it. The city council member for this building's district, Barry Rochelle, is aware of it. Now the question is, what does the city intend to do about it? This is Bob Cox reporting for Talk of the Sound TV.